CQRA. Quality never costs, it pays.
I welcome our listeners to CQRA podcasts. This is Shruti Hussain, Executive Editor at CQRA Content and Media. Today, our guest is Jagadeesh Babu Ramanathan. He's joining us from Hyderabad, and he's the Director Operations of the Phoenix Group, which is based in Hyderabad. A very warm welcome to you, sir. And it's great to have you on CQRA podcasts.
My pleasure.
Great. We have this, lovely introduction. I'm just going to quickly read it out for the benefit of our listeners and viewers, so we know a little bit more about you. Mr. Ramanathan, he's a chartered accountant with over 30 years of experience in the field of finance. And Mr. Babu has a special expertise in real estate investments. He has been the Director of Operations at Phoenix Group, one of Hyderabad's leading commercial real estate developers for over 6 years. Prior to this, he has been the Director of Samsara Fund Advisors, and he's been the President, Project Finance at SKIL Infrastructure Limited, where he worked on projects associated with ports, shipyard, and railways, and the Mumbai Integrated SEZ. So this is an amazing portfolio, sir. You have kind of really worked across different sectors. It's been, railways, shipyards, real estate. So you've seen the entire gamut of, construction and even finance and how kind of that plays out. So it's wonderful, and it's going to be a wonderful talk with you at CQRA podcasts.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me for this podcast, and really look forward to share my experience. Though I come from a slightly different background from the finance background, but right through my career, I have been involved in operations, whether it is project development or the current portfolio where we sort of develop and lease commercial office building for IT operations. So I'm happy to share my experience. Please go ahead.
Right, sir. Lovely. Something that is really on the top of my mind right now is the construction that we are seeing. It seems when you drive or just walk around the city, any city in the country for that matter, and it seems as if the whole place is under construction, be it the metro or any other infrastructure, overbridge, residential buildings, commercial buildings, etc. So you can say it's a kind of a post-COVID boom going on right now. So, given all this, how seriously is quality and safety procedures being followed in the midst of all this kind of great construction that is going
on? Very interesting question. The first casualty of growth and the growth-led volume is the quality, because the opportunities are immense in the market. The developers want to grab the maximum, so is the contractors, and everybody is going on a very stringent timeline. So when you are talking about time or a quicker completion of project, so quality takes a takes a hit. So as a country, as a developing country, I would say, we are evolving what we were 10, 15 years back and what we are today in terms of our quality standards. There is a great improvement undoubtedly, but whether it is sufficient and good enough, I would not say that we are yet anywhere closer to the finish line or as we are today, where the whole growth curve, on an average, we are hitting a 7% GDP growth. So with this just sort of GDP growth, which is backed by infrastructure and real estate development, quality also has to come in the same pace. Otherwise, what will happen is that we might have everything that we need, but whether it will be up to the quality standards that we desire, the answer is no. So we have a lot to do on the quality front. It is not about just a volume and delivery, but whether it is delivered the desired quality, and the quality of investment standard is what we should aim at, especially if you are looking at IT commercial office building space. Now most of these international companies are creating the global capability centers. So these centers are like have impeccable quality standards. So as a developer, the biggest challenge today we face is that while we have enough immense opportunities in the market, for us to meet the quality standards, we really need to put our heads together and create a system mechanism in place. And it is not just delivering the building, but it's delivering the building with the quality. That's the biggest challenge we are facing, but it's part and parcel of growth, I suppose.
Yes, that's an important point that you made that, as we are going ahead, the GDP growth and all that, so quality also has to come hand in hand to make this growth sustainable. Yes, but in an event when, quality is not up to the mark, when you have poor quality of construction, uh, this poor quality comes with a huge cost. There is a lot of bearing on the financials when the construction is not up to the mark, when it is of poor quality. So, what exactly is this cost and how do you quantify it? What are the implications when you don't pay attention to quality?
So for a developer like Phoenix, who is dealing with international clients, the quality is directly related to the value that we deliver, and the value that we deliver is linked to the value of the entity of the group. So the economic value of the group is directly proportional to the quality standards or the quality levels of its final product. So it is not a quality cannot be just called a simple attribute. It has got a huge impact on not only on the valuation of the company, valuation of the property. It also have a huge impact on the life cycle cost. So presume that if the building or any infrastructure product having a bad quality, it will have a huge operating cost, maintenance cost, the later period of time. Today we might get the project done in the quickest possible time and the quickest, the lowest possible cost. But everybody thinks that, okay, I have achieved, I have completed the project in time and cost. But what people don't see is that if you don't pay attention to the quality, it is going to have a far-reaching implication for the next 20, 25 years in your operating and maintenance cost. So if somebody has to evaluate, they have to evaluate the whole life cycle cost of the asset, not limit oneself. Our quality should not be just focused on only the execution period, but one should think of quality from the operation point of view, which normally people don't pay attention to. Apart from quality also can have impact on environment. If you don't do it properly, that could be equipments, or that could be facilities which are like power guzzling. They are not properly designed, or it could be some life threatening also. If there is a quality impact on the structures. We have seen recently some the billboards falling down in Mumbai, or the airport, the structure crashed. So these are all somebody at some point of time did not pay enough attention on the quality of the design, quality of the execution, and quality of operational maintenance. Right? So quality will not show today. You might say that, okay, I have completed, and it is something which you will not know until you come across a situation where the effect of a bad quality starts showing up. And when it starts showing up, it will be very difficult to rectify that. The rectification of a quality sometimes is far higher than the cost of creation itself.
Yes.
So somebody has to pay a very, very close look at the quality. And the best way to manage this sort of quality related issue is that to avoid these sort of calls is to focus on the process, make sure that it is attended to right from the day one, from the design stage itself.
Yes, that's really important, that focusing on all of this from day one. But I want to ask, how much of this actually gets implemented when a project is being planned, the whole life cycle cost analysis, and understanding the impact on the environment, or 25 years hence, how will the building perform in terms of maintenance and repairs, renovations? Do developers or even designers, structural designers, give enough thought to this in our current scenario, or what is lacking?
So how it typically happens is that it goes through a cycle, in the sense that in stage one, as the country is just started, getting into a large-scale development, you may not have enough of guidelines, compliances, best practices. So it starts with having these sort of the basic ecosystem in place. So today, where we are today, that we are the best of the ecosystem. There is a complete awareness of what quality means, what it takes to deliver a quality product, and there are now guidelines available, like there are standards available, and the consultants and all the other stakeholders, key stakeholders, have completely understand what quality means. Now, the same thing translated in the actual product. So the gap here now is the implementation part of it.
Yes.
Right? So again, coming back where we started, the country where it stands today with the volume of growth that is happening, or the growth that is happening due to the overall economic development. With such a huge volume of output in the infrastructure and building sector, somebody or many, I would say, sort of tend to overlook the quality because you want to get the delivery done in the fastest, quickest possible manner. It applies to the developer as well as to the contractor. So if you ask me what is it today problem statement, it is the integrity in sincerely implementing a quality program in any of the project that they are developing, and making sure that all the compliances are adhered to the the final last mile. Not a lip service, but a fully integrated quality management program implementation is what we are looking. If the implementation happens, I think with the basic guidelines being good enough to get a good quality product, I don't see there will be an issue. But as I said, it is part of the process. I think the next stage, what will happen is that as more international investors, users start coming to the country, they will start demanding. So if we are not going to adopt for our own sake, but we will be compelled to adopt at some point of time. And that is what we are seeing today. Today, if I have to lease a building to one of the international clients, that checklist, trust me, is much longer than the checklist that we might be internally following as part of our standard process. So if I have to, tick mark all the boxes, I better make sure that I follow every bit of, quality related measures that are available at my disposal. So whether I like it or not, if I have to compete in the international market on the infrastructure and real estate space, I have to make sure that I adhere to the best of the quality standards, failing which I'll not have any space in the competing market.
That's actually a wonderful system that is in place, to get as much out as possible from every stage of, worker that there is, right from the labor to, the highest level of the managers. So that was what I was also going to come at is what is the role of third-party agencies in ensuring quality, especially how has the role of third-party agencies, like CQRA, how have they kind of evolved in the Indian construction market, especially when it comes to quality audits? How do you see the trajectory of this sort of entity, and how has it affected the quality quotient, you can say, in the Indian construction industry?
Right, it's a good question. See, the most unfortunate thing about quality is that it's very difficult to define, come at a common definition or a understanding what quality means. What quality mean to me could be very different than the quality for somebody else, right?
Right, right.
So in this situation, when it is an abstract term with no clarity, there is a good possibility that everybody will interpret the quality in their own way and become complacent that I have achieved the desired quality, which may not be true, right? And there are also no international benchmarks available to say that this is a good quality or bad quality. So what is good quality? Absence of bad quality is good quality. So if you have a product in your hand until it is working fine, you will keep saying that it's a good quality product. Moment something goes wrong, then you'll say that, oh my God, the quality of the product is bad. Not that every bit of quality will be visible to our naked eye. Something like in a civil structure, if there is some damage happening, some chipping has happened, or some windows are wrongly fixed or tilted, or some broken things, yes, it's easy to find and saying that, okay, these are all the quality is not that very great, the finishing is not good, or the corners are not right angle, and those are nothing easy to see. What about quality of, say, the rebar that has been tied or not properly tied, right? And on top of the concrete is poured, and you will never come to know. Or waterproofing membrane is not properly installed. On top of that, you have put the screed, but 2 years down the line, suddenly water starts leaking. And there, to rectify in the functional building of a waterproofing issue will be a huge challenge. So, if I as Phoenix think that I know everything I can implement, honestly, the answer is no. So how do we get out of here, or how do we achieve the end goal? The end goal can be achieved only by constantly looking at the best practices in the industry. So quality, I would say, for me, is a summation of all the best practices in the industry. But if you try to adopt every best practices, your cost might go up. That could be the counter argument to that. But we genuinely believe that good quality do not cost money, right? It is the integrity, lack of integrity, which is actually creating the opportunity for somebody to make money. That is why you lose money. Because when I contract, I never contract for a bad quality product. I contract for a good quality product. If some contract bidding for it, he is bidding for the quality standard that I have given as part of the bid. But when it executing, he is trying to cut the corner, trying to save money, or the labor is not paying enough attention. That is where the quality drops. So to achieve a good quality, it doesn't cost money. So it is somebody says that, oh, if I have to get a quality product, I lose money. No, it's not. Maybe in the design, somebody might say that, okay, I'll cut the corner in the design and bring the product cost less. But that is, in my view, is a very short-term goal with absolutely insane outcome, which is that operating cost of that particular product is going to be too high. So if you start looking at the life cycle cost of any product or any project, you will get to know there is nothing like, it's like a karma. If you do a bad work in the beginning, at later point of time, it will come and haunt us so badly that we will end up spending more than what we have initially saved. So, as Phoenix, how we evolve, how do we keep increasing our bar is all the consultants and associates who can constantly keep educating us. Every time I interact with your team members, CQRA team members on a monthly meeting, I get educated in terms of, okay, this dimension I was not aware. Okay, so next time onwards, I need to take care of this aspect as well. So how do I do it without incurring much of additional cost, or without, making the whole implementation process not get delayed? So I constantly keep looking for answers and solutions to keep improving my bar, such that at some point of time, I know that I'm always above the industry levels. That's how I differentiate as Phoenix myself from the competitors. We don't want to compete based on the price. And real estate location makes a huge difference. But what if I can give the product where a customer comes and stays for next 15-20 years without any issue in operating from the premises? That's what I would say that, the best what I can ask for.
Yeah, very true. Yes. That's actually really pertinent, that there is no integrity sort of in implementing the quality, and that's where a lot of effort actually is required. And that gap that you spoke about is actually that we see in construction around us. I want to ask you, as a private developer, how do you address all these quality issues at your level? How do you deal with what the client's expectations are? Because now the client or the customer or even the investor is much more well informed. They're well traveled. They have also heard and read about a lot of these kind of things, and they really think about it when they will invest in a home or any kind of property. So how do you address all these concerns of quality and balance the whole situation?
So the first thing as Phoenix we make sure is that quality is not any one person's job. It is everybody's responsibility, right? So we normally tell in all the project meetings that quality and safety, don't make it a department, don't make it anybody one person's job. That person is not there today, so the quality will be missing or the safety will be missing. No, quality and safety will be integral part of everybody's job description. Now the next is that it has to be made as an integrated part of culture. That we show zero tolerance for poor quality, whether it comes to our own employees or whether it comes to the contractors or the suppliers or anyone. So the moment people start seeing from day one that the management is having zero tolerance for a poor quality, then everybody start understanding the importance of quality and making sure that the quality is adhered to at every level, right from, as I said, the complete life cycle of the project, right from design up to delivery and beyond delivery during operation maintenance. Now, as an ecosystem, it is our responsibility as management to create a right ecosystem for quality. So what do you mean by right ecosystem? So having a proper process integrated right from your design stage all the way till operation maintenance. At every stage, how the quality need to be integrated and how the quality, what are the standards that we are expecting, how they can be achieved, how they can be measured, how they can be evaluated. Every bit of it is captured through a proper quality QAQC document. So this document is widely available, and there are processes. At every process, the quality is integrated. Quality and safety is integrated every step of project implementation, right from design until delivery and beyond delivery during operation. So that is second one. Third one is the implementation part. So implementation part, so we have multiple checks. So first level of check is that as Phoenix, we normally execute most of our projects to general contractor. So the general contractor contract would have a pretty detailed section in the contract about quality, QAQC, and safety. HSE.
Right.
So that pretty much captures the nuances, and we go into greater detail in detailing out how do you want to make sure that the product that we are collectively doing together is achieving the required level of quality. Once a contract is there, the implementation of the contract is done through our own internal team. And in this case, we have association with Turner. So Turner International have their own employees working with our team in a very cohesive manner. And they make sure that the quality QAQC, the intent is implemented in the right spirit. Beyond that, we also have an association with CQRA. For the last about 3 years or so, we have been sort of engaging them. And they do an independent check. This is not part of the process. They do an independent check of certain key aspects which will have a far-reaching implication on the overall performance of the asset. So we have identified some 20 or 25 heads under which they do the independent check. It's something could be pre-check, something could be as the work is happening, something could be post-execution. And they give a periodic report directly to the management, bypassing entire organization levels. So everybody knows in the system that even if something misses out at every level, so first level is your contractor, secondly level is our own quality team and the employees, and third level is CQRA. So there is very seldom a possibility of something getting missed all the 3 levels, and still you end up having some issue with the quality of the product. That's how we manage the quality, and we have been, I would say, reasonably successful in terms of making sure that everything get addressed the right.
The next kind of issue, in fact, that you spoke about, and what I really remember in your answer just now, you said that bad quality will come and haunt you. Like it's like bad karma; it just comes back again. So that was very interesting way to sort of put it. And the next thing that I also wanted to ask you about was the constant tussle that companies, developers face with managing cost, the speed of construction, and the quality. So getting all these three things hand in hand together. So do you think there is a solution it can work out, that we can get all these three things work for the construction?
Good. Let me explain. So conventionally, okay, so I take back you about 20, 30 years back. So there used to be a concept called iron triangle. Okay.
Okay.
The iron triangle would consist of cost, time, and third is they call some people call it scope, some people call it quality. So these three are called the three pillars of project, right? So
Right,
time,
right, yes.
quality. So I would say that it is not 3 dimension, it is 4 dimension. The fourth dimension which is missing in that is safety.
Very
Okay.
true, yes.
So
Yes.
let's say that these are the four corners or parameters within which somebody is expected to operate. Your quality has to be the best, your safety has to be at the best, cost has to be the lowest, time has to be the shortest. Right? Now,
Right.
question is the challenge constantly we all face is that how do we tie all the four? And it's like four horses trying to go in four different directions.
Yeah.
If you try to achieve the best of the quality, you will not be able to implement the project in time. It's a conventional wisdom. I'm not subscribing to this view. The conventional wisdom is, oh, you want a good quality product, you have to wait because it takes time to deliver a good quality product. Right? Similarly, you
Right.
want the project to be completed in time, it will cost me more. Why? I have to load the resource. If you want the cost to be kept low, then I cannot take care of some of the safety measures I'm supposed to be taking because all those, safety measures is going to cost more. So this is a conventional wisdom. People think that all these four is not possible. You as a developer pick and choose what is your top priority. I would say slightly different here. My approach, when I say I'm talking on behalf of Phoenix. So Phoenix approach in all this thing is that safety and quality are given, uncompromisable position of the company, right? If I'm existing as a developer, I'm executing a project, it has to be at the highest quality, it has to be at the best safety standards. We don't mind not doing a project or not making money and not achieving your turnover, not achieving your profit margin, that's fine. But we don't want to compromise at the cost of quality and safety. So we take a position that is uncompromisable. So take these two out of the equation. Then what is left with this is cost and time. Okay. So you want to implement the project quicker, then you have to, give little liberal on the cost. Maybe I'll be little liberal on the cost in terms of augmenting my resources. But that is again going to improve my quality of the products. If I'm going to do mechanization of, say, some dimension of the project, it is going to only improve the quality of the thing, and it is also going to improve the safety standards. Similarly, if I have to reduce the cost, but reduce the cost not necessarily by compromising the quality, going for a poor alternative. Reducing the cost can also be done by improving the productivity, which people are not seeing. People are missing this complete dimension across the industry. There is a quickest and easiest way to reduce your project cost for the contractor as well as for the developer. How? Without affecting the quality and safety is by focusing on the productivity. So a typical designer, planner says that, okay, a mason with a helper can do, say, 4 square meter of block work in a day. How many times the project manager or the people underneath keep measuring, okay, the last month, what was the productivity? Month next to that, what is the productivity? If the productivity becomes off, the labor has to be paid the same amount for the next month also. So what he's supposed to be achieving in 1 month, he'll be achieving in 2 months, which increases the labor cost, which eventually is going to increase the project cost and reduce the profitability. So at some point of time, what we do, then we try to cut corner to bring the profitability back on track. So if you go to the bottom, keep asking why, how, and everything, and bottom, you will see a bunch of things we have to focus on. People don't even realize, for example, that good safety measure, somebody might say in the short term it costs, but in the long term it saves money.
Right.
The productivity is directly linked to the safety measure that is provided at the site. So if somebody has to work at a height or with the hot works, and if we provide enough safety measure, his productivity will be almost double than what he otherwise achieve with a less safety measure. But by providing the increasing the safety measure, I might incur the cost in the short term, but productivity will improve, which will offset that cost in the long term.
Long term.
Which people are not. So people have to come out of the mindset. Come out of the mindset that quality costs. Quality doesn't cost. The integrity is where the problem is the quality. And second point is that we are looking at the wrong direction to get the quality. You can get the quality, you may have to improve. So mechanization you have to do to get the quality, good quality. But the mechanization can be compensated by a higher output to the same mechanization. So overall, if somebody draws the balance sheet and looks at it, they will see that they will benefit in the long run and they are not going to lose money. So I will not trade off quality with any other thing. For Phoenix, quality and safety is absolutely.
So, like you spoke about productivity and putting the focus on productivity, and then this will lead to a better quality product. So that was actually a very pertinent point. Beyond this, I want to ask you, since you're heading the operations of a developer, and how does this sort of this equation of sort of maintaining the balance sheet, keeping the finances in check, and having your finances not go topsy-turvy in a project, and handling quality issues also, and giving the best quality product. How do you kind of manage this tightrope, even with, say, the financial department, and even with sort of your role in the company? So could you just give us a lowdown on that?
Sure. So this is one of the misconceptions that good quality product costs. As I said earlier in the earlier questions, the quality you design a product for a particular quality, right? And all the features are already incorporated. So when you are doing the pricing of the product, or when it comes to a project, so when we plan and design a particular building or infrastructure facility, then you know what is the desired quality of that expected quality, that what you are expecting to achieve, or what the customers are wanting in terms of the quality output. So everything is incorporated into the design. And when I'm going and bidding that particular project to a contractor, he also understands, because the intent is very clearly given in the bid. So he's also pricing for that particular quality standards. So if everybody is doing their role and job properly and meeting the the requirement, I don't think there will be any issue with respect to quality and not going to cost anything additional. But the problem comes is that, what if, leave aside the integrity part for a moment, because there is no any direct solution to that. But if I think that my design is perfect, right, and I go ahead, deliver, start doing the construction, and during the course of the construction, I realize that there are some scope gaps, or there is something that has been missed out, then I end up doing a rework. When I start doing the rework, I'm not going to get the original quality that I originally envisioned, and also the cost of rework is going to cost me. So our endeavor as a first step is that to make sure our designs are complete, it is perfect, and it is well coordinated. So of late, we have completely moved into BIM. All our new projects are into BIM, so that all the glass detection and various other, there are various good features about BIM which one can take advantage of. So, and it has got a direct bearing on the quality. So our endeavor as the exhibition team is always to make sure that you keep the quantum of rework or changes during the course of the project as low as possible, because rework has largest bearing exhibition team quality of the product. So if you want to have best quality, make sure that your reworks are minimum. Okay. Now the second part is that, okay, the intent is given in the contract is bid for it, and contractor's integrity level is also good. But at the time of execution, the person, the mason who is actually doing the job on that particular day, if he's not in great mood and if he's hurrying it up to finish all the work because he has got some other engagement, that particular piece of work will always be with the bad quality through its life. So how do you mitigate this? So you have to make sure that a constant supervision mechanism is inbuilt into the whole operations. So again, this is going to cost because this is part of my already assumed cost. So it is not going to cost me more. But we have to make sure that implementation part of the process is rightfully done. The third possible area where the quality again get missed out is the supplies, right? So everything is not something. Most of all the input items, whether it is cement, steel, or bought out items, everything is procured from outside. So when we procure from outside, though we are paying the full price, if the quality of the input product is of not great quality, that is going to have impact on the end product of my quality. Again, it is not going to be costing me anything additional. I got to just make sure that what I buy for, I get it properly. So I have to incorporate proper quality checks en route to make sure that all the products that are supplied, all the products that are bought out from outside are of correct quality standards. So what I'm trying to say is that quality doesn't cost. The cost of the quality is already built up into the part of the process. I have to just make sure that the processes are followed rightfully, the right intent, with the highest level of integrity from the beginning till the end, to make sure that there are no incremental costs to achieve the same quality. So that is a constant endeavor all the time, just to make sure that there are no any surprises, there are no any additional reworks, there are no any scope gaps, there are no any supervision gaps, there are no any substandard quality of raw material inputs that goes to it.
We spoke about all sorts of measures that can be taken to ensure that quality is right, and when it comes to labor, managers, manpower, procedures, safety rules in place, and all those sorts of things. But right now, we even have the role of technology, which we cannot ignore, we cannot discard. And technology is increasingly becoming a very important integral part of every process, even in the construction industry, especially also when it comes to safety audits and monitoring. So, how is Phoenix using technology to ensure that quality standards are maintained, or even just making work easier?
Yeah. So the good part of the advantage that the current generation has is that supplementing or the helping hand from the technology side to achieve the same quality. So now you have got mobile applications available. There are multiple mobile applications available, which are quality, to just make sure that the quality standards are maintained while doing the project execution. And during the design stage, as I said, which is a source of bad quality creeping in, you have got BIM, which is available, which can basically help you to detect clashes and also collaborate with all the other stakeholders and stuff. You've got a lot of AI products available now, which can do some sort of they can basically compare the last achieved progress and the current achieved progress, and it can sort of bring out abnormalities in the progress. And there are some AI tools available which can do some predictive analytics and stuff like that. And you've got sensors nowadays available, which are, some of the sensors can be just buried into the concrete, and it will constantly keep telling us the performance of, say, concrete, or performance of steel and various other structural products. And the best I can say that is that now the 3D printing, it's a great step forward to ensure that you get the best of the quality. You can't miss it with that. It's all mechanization, and the levels and whatever the precision that you get in these sort of mechanized operations are something which is best, and it compares when it's measured in terms of quality. Of course, this all requires a larger investment and in the short term it might cost. As I said, due to higher productivity, your cost will get offset in the long run. And we also have a lot of softwares available for construction management. The tools are there, charts and presentations which can be used as the tools to sort of constantly educate and bring people on board and making sure that they all follow the quality process. So it's all about process implementation. And in many of our projects, we use augmented reality as one of the tools for checking the quality as well. So by sitting in my cabin, I can go to any other project and see what has happened last month, what is happening now, and I can zoom in and to that last level to see that whether the finishing is good or bad. These sort of advantages were not there 10 years, 15 years before. So today, to achieve the quality, it should not take much of effort. Just that the intent has to be right, and we have to make sure that we follow the process.
This all sounds really exciting, all these things that you sort of spoke about, these technological tools that we have at our disposal. So maybe things would only get better. But how do you think the future of the Indian construction industry will pan out? What do you foresee in terms of quality, quality consciousness also? How are we going to fare and how is it going to be from here onwards?
See, okay, let me go a little deeper into it. If it is a commodity, if real estate is seen as a commodity, right, people will be obviously competing on price.
Right.
Okay, so there are going to be quality is going to take a backseat. The good part is that people are talking about experience. When you're talking about experience, it is a completely different pricing that happens. Okay, so two products in the same location might compete or might get a different price per square foot, not based on location alone, but purely on the basis of the quality of the output. So the end users, whether it is a residential customers or international customers in case of commercial office spaces, are started recognizing or started paying value for quality product. Moment the pricing is differentiated for the quality product, we expect the developers, and once the developers are realizing this, I expect the contractors also to realize that if you have to be competitive in this market, the only way is that differentiate yourself on the quality. Make sure that the quality of the product is the best, so people will start recognizing the product. So as an organization, if we have to create a value for our organization, the value comes not by merely volume, but also by the value, the economic value. The economic value is not merely the quantity alone, it is also by the rate or the price I can command in the market. The price I can command in the market, as I said, is directly attributable to the quality of my final end product. So, right, as part of the evolving economy, right?
Yes.
Gone are those, I have my minimum requirement of infrastructure requirement is already met. So now it is not a volume game anymore. It is going to be the value game. So when I am moving towards a value game, the quality automatically takes the driving position. Then, the quantum and the various other things. So I'm sure that we are on the right trajectory, and very soon you will see that people will start competing on basis of quality and not merely based on the price.
That's actually something really, interesting that you spoke about, that value is now going to take the front seat, and volume is something that we have already achieved. It was, a very amazing talk with you. It was also something a little philosophical when you spoke about, things like qualities related to value, and then integrity, and also, that karma, so bad karma actually comes back to haunt you, and even, kind of basic concepts like having quality as an integral part of just the culture of an organization, and making it a sort of a motto, a credo, can work wonders in terms of delivering a very high quality product. And these are some great lessons that I hope our listeners, will take back, and they can also then implement in their professional journey. So I'm sure, it's been a great sort of learning lesson for everybody here. And we once again thank you so much for, joining us, giving us your valuable time, and sharing these wonderful thoughts with us. Thanks.
Thank you, Shruti. Really, for me also, it's sort of, rating, speaking what I, always constantly contemplate. It's a great opportunity to reinforce my thoughts well within myself, and good to connect with you all, and hope to see you again very soon. Thank you.
Yes.